Welcome to Lions Live 365. My name is Michael Ayers, and today we're going to be doing the Lions versus Ravens full review. I usually do the quick reaction right after the game, and I do the full review right after I've seen the all 22. Sometimes I'll take two looks at it, just to give you guys a real opinion that's based on the tape, and what I came out of it. Not too different from the quick reaction, but it's a lot more details, right? So let's start first. The number one thing that we had to do to win this game was stop Derrick Henry, and we did that. We had one play where we gave a 28 yards and a touchdown. We didn't. We only allowed 22 yards after that. So essentially, we put Lamar Jackson into a situation where he had to win the game, and he basically had to win it by himself because the defense wasn't helping, and his run game was absolutely going. And the fact that we actually, in a really close game, got that ball out from Derrick Henry was a game-changing play. It was a play that just it deserves. If I could put that up, like that might be in Hutch's Hall of Fame take if he make it. Like that was just a great play. And to be honest, to hold a 2,000-yard rusher to 50 yards when he has a mobile QB is amazing work. It was a great job by us. I hope we can do that against the teams like the Eagles and other teams as well. But this is a really good sign. It was probably one of my biggest worries is the fact that we wouldn't be able to contain Lamar or Derrick Henry in this game, and we completely shut him down. It was a beautiful thing to watch. So I gave the run D an A+. And then let's talk about the pass D, right? Pass defense was outstanding. Um, to be honest, man, if you take away the first half of Terry and Arnold, this defense played so well. It was just so well, man. Like the pressure, you gotta think they ran 37 pass plays in this game. They were they were pressured on 30 of the plays. They had 7 clean plays for the entire game. And then on top of that, we actually went out there and got 7 sacks. Um, and we got it. It wasn't just like, oh, Hutch had a day and everybody was just watching them, kind of like that Bucks game back in the day. But this was a full team effort. AQM was out there. Everybody was doing their job. And essentially, Kelvin Shepard coached a masterpiece of a game. At no point, so basically what he did was he's blitzed a lot in the first half. He blitzed a lot. He sent some pressures. He was sending 5. He was sending 6. He was in one or two times he sent 7. Right. So at the end of the day, he's sending a whole lot of pressure, and he was putting Terry on in some bad situations. But essentially, what happened is he said that he used those pressures to set up the second half where he would start bluffing the blitz. And essentially, what he would do is he would bluff the blitz. He would have everybody up at the line. He would get the Ravens to actually go out here, and they would bring in tight end. They would make sure they had enough to block the blitz, and then when they hiked the ball, only 3 people came with a spy. So it's like, all right, I thought I was going to be throwing hot. I thought I was going to be throwing hot. No, you're not. It's everybody's in coverage. It was like, all right, so I'm gonna buy some time. We started getting pressure with 3, and when he tried to escape the pressure, the QB spot was right there. It was a work of art. Everything that we were doing, I'm so happy. This might be the biggest difference between Kelvin Shepard and Aaron Glenn is that Aaron Glenn will use anything. Spies, he'll go match coverage, he'll do anything. And it's a very unpredictable style of defense. And as long as everybody handles their responsibilities, they can really win. As long as the QB is genuinely confused, everybody can win. And what I also want to say is, and I've been begging for this, is essentially on second and third and long, they put athletic bodies on the field. There was a player or two. It was a couple of plays where we had AQM at D tackle. We had Barnes rushing off the edge. We had Hutch and we had one D tackle. We literally only had one guy on the field over 300 pounds, which is not what we usually do. We usually got two guys that's over 300, maybe shoot, we might, and the third guy might be 290. Marcus Davenport is huge. He has the first step of a snail. That is just, we just needed more athletic bodies on third and long. Get some guys that's really out here moving to go get the quarterback. They got that quick step. Offensive linemen do not like dealing with fast, quick players. They just don't. Especially if they have some power to them, where I really gotta move around. So they did exactly what they needed to do in this game. They kept Lamar uncomfortable. They kept him confused. And as soon as Terrion got to the point where he stopped giving up everything, we got real locky. It was locking everything up. It was a beautiful day. It was a beautiful thing to watch, man. And to be honest, the defense for me is really the thing that I was most worried about. And the fact that they came in and they showed out really let me know that we might be some contenders, right? So here we go. Let's go into the MVPs. I got two MVPs for this game. I got some people that I'm gonna give a shout out to, but the two MVPs of the game is Hutch and AQM, right? AQM had 2.5 sacks. He was out there beating Ronnie Stanley. The PFF actually had them graded as the 8th best tackle in the league. And he's winning one-on-ones with the 8th best tackle in the league. Okay? So I'm with that there. I mean, quick wins. He did that. He was winning on the inside. He was winning on the outside. He was winning everywhere they put him. He was causing havoc. He's like, yo, this is my job now. I'm the captain now. I love it. AQM had a game, and one of the things that I said in the beginning before this, when I did the preview for this game, he completed the sacks. When we got to Lamar, we got him on the ground. It was not, oh, we get to Lamar and he keeps escaping and getting the ball off. In the first half, he did it a couple of times because he's Lamar Jackson. You know, you can't stop MVPs but for so much. But when he got to Lamar Jackson, look at this sack. Look at it. He's literally trapped both of his hands. He can't even throw the ball away if he wants. I love that. Perfection. That's what I'm talking about. And to be honest, AQM was very close to having about 3 to 4 sacks in this game. Lamar was Lamar. He was elusive. He's letting the ball go. That we might have a guy. We are good. I'm sorry. We definitely good. If we do this every week, we good as mug. Because we not even in our final form. Aleem isn't even here yet. Aleem is, and he's coming. So if we get Aleem back to 100% before the playoffs, man, we're talking about a real deal pass rush, a top 10 pass rush in this league, and I'm here for it. And of course, co-MVP is Hutch. That forced fumble, that completely changed the game. The fact that he was doing a lot of pressure himself, and he was very active in the run defense. Like, Hutch is Hutch, man. Like, at the end of the day, man, once you start seeing a little bit of pressure from everybody else, you start seeing that, hey, people get off of him. And he still has to win double teams. Like, when you're a great player, that's what you got to do. You got to win double teams. Nobody's single blocking Chris Jones. Nobody is single blocking Aaron Donald. Nobody is single blocking, Jalen Carter. People not single blocking Nick Bosa and all these great players. Shoot, we wasn't saying. It's just one of those things, man. He has to be great. And when he gets closer and closer and closer to the real Aiden Hutchinson, and it's gonna only get worse. Now, as far as the offense is concerned, man, bro, we kicked their tail on offense. We ran through them, and my offensive MVPs are basically the run game in general. So that we got David Montgomery, 12 for 151 and 2 tutties. That's crazy. You actually in the last 2 games, you saw why David Montgomery was the main back for us before this season. Why he started games. Because he always finds the yards. He's great in pass pro. He doesn't give you any negative plays. At worst, is 0 yards. And to be honest, if he loses a yard or two, it's because 3 or 4 people hit him in the backfield. One guy's not getting that stop. So like I really love the fact that Demo really came out here, did his big one. He was out here. And there's two offensive linemen that I want to also give MVPs. Panay and Tate together whooped those dudes. I love what they were doing. They were kicking people out of the club. They were essentially the highest rated O lineman according to PFF. And to be honest, if you look at that, what they were doing to people on screen was kind of disrespectful. It was a lot of people hitting the ground. It was a lot of people just completely out of the play. It was a beautiful thing to watch. It was just perfection. This game was like sugar. I don't know how to explain it. It was just like one of those things like, bro, I can do this every week. If every game that we played out exactly like this, I would be in heaven. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. And then we got to talk about the unsung heroes. I've been seeing a lot of things as far as who was the big guys who followed through, but there's some guys that nobody is talking about, and I'm gonna give them their love. Jack Campbell, that 4th and 2, dog. Run fits, dog. In covered, dog. He did everything he was supposed to do. He was so disciplined in this game. He made so many big plays. And the crazy thing is, looking at Jack Campbell, I forgot to put Derek Barnes, because Derek Barnes was out there balling too. But Jack Campbell was out there going crazy. And to be honest, man, the fact that people didn't really bring him up like that when I was like online and things like that, I was actually surprised. Like, but in the all 22, he's all over that tape. Sam Laporta, he kept like he kept like four or five drives going. He's converting some big third downs, like game changing third downs. When you convert a third down on the from the 2 yard line or the 4 yard line, and then that drive ends up in a touchdown, you don't get that without that first down. You probably give up points, because if you punt without getting the shadow of the goalpost, you're basically giving the Ravens amazing field position. And every time that we really needed a play and Amon-Ra wasn't available, Laporta was just there waiting wide open. It's a beautiful thing to watch. And last but not least, the unsung hero, the unspoken hero of this game is the guy that basically completely blanked Zay Flowers. You didn't hear Zay Flowers' name all Monday night because DJ Reed erased that man. It was a work of art. I forgot DJ Reed was playing. That's what I'm talking about. I was hearing a lot of Terrion, but I ain't hearing nothing about DJ Reed. DJ Reed was out there. The only time I thought about DJ Reed, he's almost had a pick. This was just a work of art as far as the game, man. And as far as what they're doing with this team can still grow. It can still get better in a couple of places, but how they're getting better each week, I feel like we played significantly better than the Bears game. So we played awful on the Packers. Bears, we made some adjustments. We went crazy. Against the Ravens, we did whatever we wanted to do essentially on offense. And then on defense, we keep making strides. We struggle with mobile quarterbacks forever. And the fact that we shut one down is just amazing to me. And it's not like we shut a mobile quarterback down. We shut the mobile quarterback down. We shut down and we shut down the run game on top of that. I can't remember the last time we watched a Ravens game and they didn't have 100 yards rushing. It was a beautiful thing to watch, right? Now, I'm not going to sit here and say and act like it's all rainbow and sunshine, all right? Certain things we need to talk about, right? Terrion Arnold got whooped for like a half, and he can't continuously get whooped for whole quarters, whole halves, the way that he got whooped. And I don't want to sit here and pile on the kid, because if you think about it, that 4th and 2 on the goal line, where Jack Campbell gets that fumble, and essentially there's a turnover on downs. He played some extremely sticky coverage. There was nobody open on that play, right? And And the thing is, you stop hearing his name in the second half because he really locked in the second half. But he has some just really bad habits, and they need to be fixed because we're going to be playing receivers that are significantly better than Devontae Walker and Tylan Wallace. So when we go line up against a T Higgins, or we line up against Jordan Addison when he gets back, or we line up against Devontae Smith, we cannot just have you give the Eagles a half. We can't have you give teams just like a half of just extremely poor play. Like, bro, and it's not even just it's man and zone. So he's messing up in a lot of different ways. Some of these sometimes he's put in some crazy situations because we blitz a lot. But even when we not, like he's losing his job. He's trying to do too much. He's losing his job. He's focused on, he's looking at the big picture, but the small picture is you supposed to be covering this man over here. Why are you looking at it? Screw all that. We'll worry about the big picture later. The concept and all that, that's cool, but we need you over here worried about this man that's wide open. You worried about what the quarterback doing and what other routes. It's a route right behind you, sir. Like, what are you doing? And then he'll fix it. I don't know if Calvin Shepard is just cussing him out at halftime, or if he just locks in, or it's just like a lack of focus. I don't know what it is, because he gives you a bad half and then turns around and turns into Champ Bailey for another half. Like, what is going on? What's going on? I'm just not a fan. I'm trying to figure out what's happening with Terrion. And to be honest, off the first view, I was like, just like, bro, he looking Okuda-ish. But when you look at the all-22, it's like, all right, simple mistake. Simple mistake. But how many times we going to keep making simple mistakes? He got to lock in at some point. And then we got Graham. If you had to bet which offensive lineman is going to lose a rep, it's going to be Graham every time. And I mean, this one hand, he be getting one hand tossed. He be the one that always loses the rep. Like, it'd be perfection everywhere else, but then Graham. And I forgot to put Mahogany on here. He didn't have the best of games either. But at the end of the day, when everybody else on your line is dominant and we're doing duo blocks where it's like double teams, it's just when they end up getting single block, things can get a little spooky. Or you ask them to really start getting on to like those lateral runs. That's why Demo is having so much success and Jameer isn't, because it's something about Christian Mahogany and Graham together when they are asked to move laterally and try to pick up a block, man. One of them almost always misses it, or the pull isn't where it needs to be. It's too slow. And it's just like somebody inserting behind them. I'm not a fan of us getting. We got to keep it simple, because when it's time to do all those extra multiple run schemes, Graham and Mahogany don't need to be the ones doing them. Have them do some straight blocking and have what's the name tape pull or something. But I'm just tired of seeing them just completely either whiff or just get thrown. And then Mahogany with the darn, he want to grab face masks when we on like the 5 or 10 yard line. It was just ridiculous, man. Like, those things need to be cleaned up. But man, I can't sit here and be negative on things like this. Defensive line, we're definitely good. Aline get back is going to be great. Ahmed get back is going to be better. It's a lot of things that are really showing really well. I want to see Barnes rushing a lot more. I want to see Barnes turn into like a pseudo defensive end. I really want Barnes to be turned into a mini defensive end and get Zach Cunningham on the field behind him. I think that works. That works. That sound don't it sound good? Tell me I'm not, I feel like Calvin Shepard be watching my show anyway, because he be doing exactly what I be thinking. Like, hey, need more athletic bodies, need to bluff the blitz more. All of a sudden, Baltimore Ravens. That's all I seen. Lamar in there like, what's going on? It was a beautiful thing to watch, man. And And that's all I got, y'all. It's Lion Slide 365. Please like and subscribe.